In this video, we're going to talk about average value or mean value. But before we do that, think about the integral of f of x from a to b. Here's f of x. So the integral of f of x from a to b will be represented by the area underneath this curve from a to b. Now suppose there's a rectangle from a to b where the f of c is the height of the rectangle. So let's say f of c, the height of the rectangle, times b minus a, which represents the width or length of the rectangle. And that equals to the integral of f of x from a to b. The value f of c is going to be the average value or the mean value. So in order to find f of c, this is what we got to do. Let's divide both sides by b minus a. You get integral of a to b of f of x over b minus a, which is the same thing as 1 over b minus a times the integral. So here's a definition of average or mean value. If f is integrable on the interval a to b, its average or mean value on the interval a to b is 1 over b minus a times the integral of f of x from a to b. Now let's take a look at an example. It says find the average value of f of x equals 4 minus x squared on 0 to 3. Does f actually take on this value at some point in the given interval? So in order to find the average value, you first need to use the formula 1 over b minus a, integral of a to b, f of x dx. So that's going to be 1 over 3 minus 0, and the integral from 0 to 3 of quantity 4 minus x squared dx. Well, in order to do this part right here, you need the help of calculator. But eventually you won't know how to do that without the calculator. But for now, you need to use your calculator and you'll get the value of 3. So this is going to be 1 over 3 times 3, which is going to be 1. So 1 is the average value or the mean value. Now in order to answer the second part of the question, we found out that the mean value or average value was 1. So does f actually take on this value at some point in the given interval? Well, think about it. F of x is 4 minus x squared. Now we're going to find the value of x so that this equation is true. So you'll get x squared equals 3. So x equals positive negative radical 3. But notice our interval is from 0 to 3. And negative radical 3 is not within this interval. So you have to reject negative radical 3. So our mean value occurs only when x equals radical 3. So graphically, this is what happened. We had an integral from 0 to 3 of 4 minus x squared. And the integral came out to be 3. So now, that means when you take the area from 0 to 3. So that means when you took the integral from 0 to 3, this is considered as positive and that's considered as negative. So it came out to be 3. And what is the height of the rectangle from 0 to 3? That will give you 3. It turns out the height was 1. That was the average value or the mean value. And the the width or the length of the rectangle was 3 minus 0. So that was the mean value, 1, or the average value. Now, where does that value occur within the interval? It occurs when x equals radical 3. That's what it means. And that leads us to Theorem 3, the mean value theorem for definite integrals. If f is continuous on a to b, then at some point c, which is the x value in a to b, f of c is equal to 1 over b minus a times the integral of f of x from a to b. And we just talked about how to find the value of c.